Alright, let's talk about Aaron McKenna's IBF Middleweight Title win. Wait, before I dive in, ask yourself, how many athletes spend nearly a decade as a pro without fighting in their home country? That's the wild part here. McKenna, an Irish boxer with a perfect 21-0 record, finally headlines in Dublin at 27, fulfills a childhood dream, and beats a guy who'd never lost before. But here's what immediately stands out: this isn't just a fight recap. It's a story about timing, legacy, and the unspoken pressure fighters face to make it big on home soil. Let's unpack this. First, McKenna waited 9 years to fight in Ireland. 9 years. In my opinion, that's almost counterintuitive. Most fighters would kill for hometown crowds early, they feed off that energy, right? But McKenna waited. Why? Maybe he knew he needed the grind first. The journey matters more than the shortcut. And honestly, isn't that a metaphor for success in general? You don't rush the process, you let the process shape you. Now, Etinosa Oliha came in undefeated, 22-0. Underdog story? Not exactly. Oliha was aggressive, physical, and threw McKenna off rhythm early. But here's the thing, what many people don't realize is that a dominant performance rarely means perfection. McKenna admitted he made it harder than it should have been. So why does that matter? Because it humanizes him. We love narratives of flawless victories, but the reality is messy. He adjusted. He stumbled. He bled. And then he won anyway. That's the kind of resilience that builds legends. Let's talk about the clash of styles. Oliha was the pressure fighter, the guy charging forward. McKenna, nicknamed the silencer, used his jab like a metronome. That jab. It's not just a punch, it's a psychological tool. It's like saying, I'm here. You're not. And when he added the uppercut, boom, control shifted. From my perspective, this fight was a masterclass in tactical evolution. First rounds. Survival. Middle rounds. Domination. Late rounds. Damage control after a headbutt. Adapt or die, right? But wait, McKenna's already talking about collecting every belt. Middleweight. Super middleweight. In his post-fight interview, he's basically saying, I'm the best, so what else is new? Bold. But here's the deeper question, is this confidence or arrogance? And does it matter? In today's boxing landscape, where titles are fragmented like shattered glass, does claiming every belt even mean what it used to? I'd argue it's a smart business move. More belts equals more hype equals more fights. Legacy's a game now, not just a record. And the headbutt in the 11th round. That moment could have derailed him. Instead, he stayed calm, landed clean shots, and kept the crowd roaring. A detail I find fascinating is how often these accidents reveal a fighter's true character. Pain. Cuts? They're distractions. Champions either panic or pivot. McKenna pivoted. Simple as that. So what's next? McKenna wants every belt. Oliha's got to rethink his strategy. And fans? We're left wondering, is McKenna the real deal, or is this a flash in the pan? Personally, I think this win cements him as a force, but let's not forget, middleweight stacked. Canelo, Beterbiev, the list goes on. But hey, if you take a step back and think about it, isn't that the point? He's chasing greatness, not just titles. And maybe, just maybe, that's what we should all be chasing, whatever our ring is. Final thought, McKenna's story isn't just about boxing. It's about holding onto a vision longer than people expect, fighting through delays, and still delivering when it counts. So ask yourself, what's your Dublin moment? And are you willing to wait 9 years to make it happen? Drop your take in the comments. Thanks for watching.